Greetings! This is JRandall0308 with an instructional video on the Polymorph plus Dominate Beast technique, otherwise known as PolyDom. PolyDom has been around for a while and isn't my invention. However, most other videos go through the technique quickly, so I want to provide step-by-step instructions in this video. Before we begin, this is an exploit, and as such it may have unintended consequences on your game, particularly if you PolyDom plot critical NPCs. Please don't mess up an honor mode run that you care about. I highly recommend you only use this technique in a custom game that allows multiple saves in case you need to reload. That warning out of the way, here we go. You need at least 2 characters for the PolyDom technique, 1 character to cast Polymorph, and a different character to cast Dominate Beast. And the character who casts Dominate Beast cannot be a player-controlled character, it must be a companion or a hireling. Companions are easier to use for reasons I'll get to later. The caster of Dominate Beast must be at least level 7 because Dominate Beast is a 4th level spell that's not available on scrolls. Dominate Beast can be cast by druids, nature clerics, 3 of the 4 warlock subclasses, and sorcerers. Polymorph is available on scrolls and is also on the spell list of druids, trickery domain clerics, bards, wizards, and sorcerers. Early game, I recommend that you use sorcerer for both the Polymorph caster and the Dominate Beast caster. That's because of heightened spell metamagic, which imposes disadvantage on a target's first saving throw, which is extremely useful. In brief, you'll cast Polymorph on the target to make it into a sheep, then cast Dominate Beast on the sheep, then return to camp for the tricky part. Because you have to return to camp, you cannot be in combat after Dominate Beast resolves. That means the PolyDom target must either be isolated, so that when you mess with it no one else can enter combat with you, or it must be the last man standing in a combat. If you want to PolyDom an otherwise friendly target, you'll have to move it to an isolated location using the improvised melee weapon technique beforehand. Once you have your target set up, first cast Polymorph. Notice the big difference in success percent with and without heightened spell. If you need even more oomph, the best early game items that increase spell save DC are the Shadespell Circlet, the Protect D Sparks Wall, Melf's First Staff, and indirectly Falar Eluve via Shriek, which debuffs wisdom saving throws. You can also find Elixirs of Battle Mage's Power available from vendors starting at level 6. After the Polymorph resolves, cast Dominate Beast. When it works, the creature becomes your ally if it wasn't already, so if you were in combat, combat will end and you'll drop out of turn-based mode. That's your cue to return to camp. As soon as you reach camp, enter turn-based mode to give yourself more time for the next step. In 2 of the Act 1 camps, when you arrive, you appear close to Karlach's tent. That's why I've made Karlach the Dominate Beast caster here, even though the Sorcerer class goes against everything she believes in. You want to be close to the Dominate Beast caster so you can easily get into conversation with her. That's one of the reasons to use a companion instead of a hireling, because in almost every camp, when you arrive, you'll be standing closer to your companions than you will be to your hirelings. At this point, you're in camp, in turn-based mode, next to the companion who cast Dominate Beast. Remove that companion from your party. When you remove the companion from your party, she'll cease concentration on Dominate Beast, but don't worry, that's part of the technique. Now, exit turn-based mode, and while in real-time mode, add the companion back to your party. At this point, you can cease concentration on Polymorph, or wait for it to expire. When Polymorph drops, you'll see the target creature run out of camp. That's okay, because you'll also see the target's portrait is now attached to the Dominate Beast caster with a purple outline. Leave your camp for the next steps. In the purple outlined state, the target may not have access to all of its abilities. You fix this with a save and a reload. It can be a quick save and a quick load. And now the attached target has a brown outline. It should have access to its complete array of abilities, which can range from run-of-the-mill to completely bonkers depending on the target. If it doesn't, waypoint to another location or try another quick save and quick load. As I said before, this is an exploit and it can be glitchy, it might not always work. Once you've confirmed that the brown outline target is in its fully armed and operational state, to complete the PolyDom technique, talk to your companion one more time and tell her to return to camp. As soon as you do this, the creature attaches to you and is permanently under your control. Congratulations, you have PolyDommed a creature. It will remain attached to you forever, including after death, so take good care of your pet. I hope this instructional video is helpful, and if you'd like to see a lot of PolyDom shenanigans, please check out my series, Baldur's Gate 3 Friendship is Magic, in which I play the entire game this way. Thanks for watching. Hello again. The previous part of the video demonstrates the PolyDom technique on PC. I'll now demonstrate it on Xbox. The controls are different, but the steps are the same. Choose your target, cast Polymorph, cast Dominate Beast, and immediately return to camp. Enter turn-based mode. Remove your companion from your party. Exit turn-based mode, and while in real-time mode, invite your companion back to your party. End concentration on Polymorph. Leave camp. Quick save and quick load. And one more time, remove your companion from your party. Ta-da! A polydommed creature on Xbox. Have fun, fellow console players.